Happy Fragrant Friday, Fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a new, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma got it this week, review. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. Happy Fragrant Friday to you. My name is Ben. This is That Cologne Guy, and this is the channel that welcomes you to your weekend. This is also a special day. In fact, it warms my heart to say, of course, it is Friday the 13th. Happy Friday the 13th to all of you. If you're not in the States, you may or may not know that for the superstitious folks, in theory, Friday the 13th brings bad luck. But if you like scary movies, you would know that Friday the 13th is a fantastic scary movie that spawned a whole slew of sequels. And of course, the bad guy is Jason Voorhees himself. So I had to rock the Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees hockey jersey. Happy Friday the 13th to you. Let's get down to business, shall we? You've seen the title in the description, so you know that I am checking out, I had the honor of checking out Khamrah Qahwa by Lattafa, and I will be talking about the pronunciation in a little bit, but let me just quickly say that this is yet another bottle sent in by subscriber and friend Brian. This one's also different because he sent this in a while back, and I've been rocking this juice for 3 weeks, so I really have a lot to say in this episode. It's interesting because when he used to send bottles, sometimes it was something that he liked or something that he was just curious about a review. But now that he's watched me a lot, he kind of knows certain ones he thinks I might like, and so this one is one he thought I would like. Do I? Stay tuned and find out. So these are going to be the notes in a second, but I want to talk really a lot about the presentation of this because it is just outstanding. In fact, I'll just say it right now. This is the best presentation I've ever seen for a fragrance under a $50 bill. I mean, this really is niche quality presentation. Something that would cost you normally between about $280 to $450 a bottle, niche, and here we are, well under $50 for this bottle. Outstanding. So let me show you the box. So it starts off by giving you the Khamrah, and then of course this is a flanker. Be talking about that, and then the house. Now, on the back, they list a series of information here in 7 languages. It's in German, Spanish, Dutch, Italian, French, Arabic, and English, so that's really cool. And then a couple of nice touches on the bottom. Now, here is the batch code, and I want you to check out. There's the batch code, but if you look next to it, it says PD and ED, and then it has dates. That is production date. So the production date is June 2024, and the expiration date is June 2029. This might be the first time I've seen a production and an expiration date. So that is just really outstanding detail. This is the second time that I'm reviewing a fragrance from the United Arab Emirates, and as I said previously, people will typically say the UAE, but this is the first time from the house Lattafa. So really, really cool attention to detail, and then it just gets better. Watch this. Look at that. Just look at that. It feels like a gift, right? Every time you open it. And then here, the first thing you see is the Lattafa emblem. They have the 100 milliliter, 3.4 ounce eau de parfum, natural spray, and then the vaporisateur listed. So you take the bottle out, and it's housed in felt. Very nice. A felt-like material, I should say. And on the back, it says Khamrah Qahwa Lattafa. It's a tad cheap looking, but I mean, come on. What other house is even attempting anything close to this, you're asking yourself, are you really going to take points off of that? Absolutely not. I love it. The cap has a really nice emblem on there with Lattafa. I like that. And the bottle has what you would expect, especially on the bottom. And then I just want to say, too, that the atomizer is outstanding. I'll give you a spray. Wonderful. So when it comes to presentation, I don't know that you would get better than this. Truly, it's the attention to detail is superb. So that is the presentation. Now let's get to the names. I have a few notes here that I want to talk about. Because again, the original was Khamrah. So that is Khamrah. You can see there. So the main thing that you would want to get from this pronunciation is, if it's difficult for you, just don't say camera. How's that? Just remember, don't call it camera. So when it comes to the word, so this is, of course, is from the United Arab Emirates. So of course the words are in Arabic. Khamrah means good scent, and it's my understanding that it's also a girl's name. So Khamrah. Now, if you notice, the KH is there, and if for the Spanish speakers out there, it's similar to the J in Spain. So it's like Khamrah. And the closest thing, though, if you're an English speaker, is think of the word knee. If you think of the word knee, notice that the K is silent, and you just go to the second letter, right? You just say knee. You don't say knee. So in this particular case, when you see KH in Arabic, I would ask you just to do the same thing. Remove the K. Just tell yourself it's silent, and you will say Khamrah, and that is close enough. Khamrah is definitely close enough to where it would be understood. So that is Khamrah. Means good scent, and also a girl's name. Then the flanker is Qahwa. We've had this one before, so this one I knew, of course, but Qahwa does mean coffee in Arabic. English coffee took from the word in English entered the language in 1582 from Dutch. Dutch is koffie, Koffie. Dutch got it from Turkish, the Ottoman Empire, and so in Turkish it's kahve, and Turkish got it from Arabic, so kahve comes from kahwa. So kahwa, kahve, coffee, coffee. There you have it. So Arabic kahwa is coffee. It is a flanker. It's a 2023 release. Yeah, last year, 2023. And then the house is called Lattafa. And Lattafa, in my understanding, and we have a lot of Arabic speakers on subscribers. I really appreciate all of you guys. Anytime I will say this, anytime I ask a question on pronunciation, you guys immediately help us out. So thank you very much. And the same applies here. I went to Lattafa's site, and it's my understanding that it is a blending of two words. But again, if it's actually one word, you can let me know. Lattafa is from, this is according to their site. It's either Latif or Latif, Latif. So I'll say Latif, and which means kindness. And then the second word is Latifa, which means pleasant. And for those of you who, the older folks there, might recognize Queen Latifah, the singer and actress, and oh so much more. And her name means pleasant in Arabic. So it's a blending of Latif or Latif and Latifa. And of course, that's why they have Lattafa. So it's a kindness and pleasant, and they said the combination of the two, in their words, reflects the luxury and elegance synonymous with Arabian culture. That's really, really cool stuff. Man, that's cool. So I've really enjoyed all of the etymology here so far. So this is a full bottle, and let's get down to the notes. This is an eau de parfum, and you know, I'm going to read, for those of you who watch me each week, I'm going to read, and you'll just kind of smile because you'll know why Brian sent it to me. It has in the top notes that I picked up cinnamon. Then we have another, I got to say, 2024 is the year of the praline. So instead of the year of the rat or the year of the whatever the other years are in the Chinese calendar, this is the year of the praline. I have declared it so. This also has praline in the mid, and then we get down to business with vanilla, coffee, tonka, and benzoin in the base. And you guys know that benzoin is the note that is used to create the accord for amber. And so this is just another gourmand explosion. That's probably why he sent it to me. Do I like it? No, I absolutely love it. I am really, really enjoying rocking this juice, and it will absolutely be something I'm going to wear a lot in 2025. I can tell you right now, this little guy will not see Christmas 2025. It will be long gone by then. All right, so I'm going to talk just a little bit about one minute point that I didn't really care for on the notes. It seems to me that the benzoin, so that's to create the amber accord, and the vanilla are really combining into something that almost smells a little bit like, maybe even the praline actually, a little bit like coconut. And I'm not a fan of coconut. Well, unless it's like Malibu rum, that's different. But generally, I'm not a fan of coconut food, and also as a note. This one does project and maybe the tonka. I don't know, but the combination of notes does create, at least in the top, in the initial blast, a coconut-like aroma that I'm not a fan of. And so I wanted to point that out. But other than that, it's all systems go for me. If you don't like gourmands, if you don't like the sweet ones, you will not like this fragrance. This is a gourmand par excellence. This is also for women and men, by the way. This is an official unisex release. So let's talk about gender. I personally feel that this is a unisex release that does indeed fall into it leans slightly masculine. So because of that, I am going to give this exactly the percentage. I'm going to say 55% of people who wear this, who bought it, who wanted it, will be men. 55% men and 45% women. This is clearly a unisex release. I do feel like it slightly leans to the masculine side, but I mean that in the literal sense of just barely on the masculine side. So we're going to go 55-45 in the percentage. Now, when it comes to age, I do think I don't see too many college students rocking this one. Maybe not because of the praline, but maybe the cinnamon. This strikes me as a slightly more mature release. So I'm going to say 25 and up would be what I would expect on the age. 25 and up. Now, let's get to some more good news. Longevity and projection and sillage. Holy moly. The projection here is just what I like, because it is about 3 feet, 1 meter for the first 6 to 8. And then from 8 to 12, it still hangs on quite close to the skin or even on your clothes. So that is just wonderful, because I do like the fact that it doesn't necessarily clear out a room, but it does make its presence known. So it's just what I like for projection. Now, longevity is even better. You will get a whopping 10 to 14 hours out of this one, especially if you spray on your clothes. So just superb work here. And then, of course, sillage coming in and out of rooms. Will you leave a scent trail? Yes, you will. And so let's just go ahead and go right into event here and say this one is one I would be careful with at work, says a guy who wears it to work. But if you are in small boardrooms, things like that, I'd be really, really, really careful with this one. I would probably avoid it. But then again, this can be cultural too, right? Because in a lot of countries that I've visited over the years, it's actually it's great to really project. But in maybe where you work, it's the opposite, right? A lot of companies might not want you to even wear fragrance at all, or just keep it very subtle. So if that's the case, I'd be very, very careful with this one. I love it though, and I certainly wear it to work. This is a nighttime fragrance, no doubt. If it's day night, I would go with a clear night, but I wear it all the time. So, and then season would be another one. This is going to be a nice fall, winter. Okay, would this be cloying in heat? That's a tough question and it's a legitimate question because if praline, cinnamon, tonka bean, amber, coffee, everything really lends itself to saying, yeah, I don't know if I would wear this at 100-degree heat. I have no reservations. I would absolutely wear this in high heat, high humidity. So look at what other reviewers say. To me, it's not too cloying in the heat. It is associated with the fall winter. It's a wonderful fall winter, but it's definitely something that could be a spring summer as well. Okay, so there you have it. Right, that is Khamrah Qahwa by Lattafa. This has just been so intriguing to walk through the etymology, and then of course to actually wear something like this. It's just a joy to wear. So what is my rating, you ask? I am going to go with a 5 out of 5 for Khamrah Qahwa. I feel like it danced ever so close to the elusive, highly sought after, begged by companies worldwide, the thatcologneguy bonus spray. I'm not going to do it because, again, it's a gourmand. I feel like it's not necessarily for everyone. Some guys are going to say it's too feminine. I disagree, especially because it's a unisex anyway. And then, of course, the nagging, slightly annoying coconut note in the beginning, especially, I wish had been, just not there, actually, gone completely. But that said, that's all I can come up with. This is a 5 out of 5 sprays in my rating system. In fact, I think it's either a 4.43 or 4.46. This was another one that is, if it's not the highest rated on Fragrantica, I have to say it's one of the highest I've ever seen rated on Fragrantica. I think it's like I said, it's over 4.4, which is pretty rare to see. That is, well, it speaks volumes. And is it worthy of that? No doubt for me. No doubt for me. The bang for your buck. I was thinking about this when I was making my notes. People will often associate France and Italy in terms of, like, is it Milan or Rome or is it Paris as far as like the best perfume houses. I have to say, out of all the reviewing I have done so far, it would be difficult for me not to say, personally, just my opinion, I would say the Arab countries, because what I really like is that, man, they really pack a punch. They really give you a lot of bang for your buck. They work on presentation. They're very much into, I love what they do with rose on the men's side. A lot of oud, a lot of coffee. And I like the elegance and I like the confidence. And I appreciate the fact that they don't charge a lot more than they probably could. This definitely could be well over $100. Don't tell them that I said that. So I'm going to go with 5 out of 5, and I will go with 1 on each side of the neck, 1 on each wrist, and then of course the 5th one must be, come on, we have to do it. It's got to go on the hockey mask in honor of Jason Voorhees on Friday the 13th. Man, that's good. And there we go. So I was going to say, too, it lists next to praline candied fruits, I think is what it said. The praline is mixed in with some sort of, a candied fruit element to it that I can't quite capture, but it just adds to the sweetness of this one. If you don't like gourmands and in particular sweet ones, like I said, you will not like this fragrance. Me personally, man, I'm going to be rocking this juice all of 2025. Thank you very much, Brian. I really appreciate it. And next week, you guessed it, I have another bottle to review from subscriber and friend Brian. You guys take care. Happy Friday the 13th, and I'll see you next week. And always remember, my friends, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. Okay, so welcome to the bonus feature. Let me just say, I know the question that you're going to ask me. What fragrance do you think Jason Voorhees of Friday the 13th would rock? Well, funny you should ask, because years ago I did an episode just on that. Make sure you check out the card in your upper right of the screen, because I did an episode just exactly on the question that you have asked. Take care, and I'll see you next week.